able to know the 5-number summary quickly and easily is always least to greatest. Laura, 1,000 points right there. And let's do this.
I found him. What's he doing? I don't know.
The 5-number summary is the following values.
He's talking to someone.
From least to greatest, min, Q1, median, Q3, and the max. Nice answers. If you put the 5-number summary in the chat, you get 1,000 points. Keep these answers coming.
What is it? What happened?
What's up? How's everyone doing? We are back. The snowstorm is over. I think we have audio, right? There's the audio. There's the audio. I feel like it's a little too high. Well, if you're here, we can get some My Pearson done. Who wants to get some My Pearson done? Do some chapter 1. I'm looking at what's due right now. I always look over those kinds of things. And yeah, it looks like we might do My Pearson. Maybe, I don't know, I might wait. I might have people do it with us tomorrow. Maybe I'll do the homework right now. But let's see. Like maybe if I do the homework and send out I did the homework, everyone, and then be like, well, now maybe do the quiz tomorrow. Try to get some people in here. Those are the more fun officers. Because I've got so many videos on so many things. But going over this quiz, this homework, we'll do the homework. And then we'll see. We'll see if we get some people in here tomorrow after class. Because that'll be a big day. Big day. My gosh, got like 347. Hey, Derek, good to see you there. Are you doing some of the homework? New lockdown browser version. What? An update to your lockdown browser. What are you working on? What assignments are you working on? Ask those questions. People are already doing well on the first quiz, it looks like. What assignment are you working on? It's so cold out, my hair froze. Which assignments are you working on? Is there something new down there? New study prep. That's a new thing in Pearson's study prep. What in the world? Oh, like teaching the variables. You're awesome. Well, thank you for swinging by. Oh, this guy. This is interesting. He's got like exam prep. What? Get practice tests based on your exams. What in the world? It's very interesting. Pearson has a new thing, study prep. So I might take a look at that. It looks interesting. New product. They're trying to keep us engaged. This guy's their guy. Let me look at their... Patrick Ford. Who is Patrick Ford? What's his linear regression look like? 3 hours and 2 minutes. Oh my gosh. He's teaching like I am. He's teaching in the corner. I mean, that's what everyone does. 3 hours. So you got different videos. Oh, he's solving it by hand? Oh, man. That's a lot of work. Oh, interesting. Interesting stuff. Let's get that homework done. I'll have to check that out later. Looks like new things. Okay, chapter 1, homework. Let's do this. I'll put in the notes right here. Get chapter 1 homework done. Okay. 543, Stat 201, chapter 1, homework. Question 1. Let's go talk about these concepts. Here we go. Okay, so chapter 1, homework part 1. And let's take a look at this first question right here and what it says. This is a pretty easy one, but I want you to focus in on these ideas. You're probably clicking through these, but I want you to focus in on what this means. So this is all about data. Data can be anything. It can be numbers, pictures, words, sounds, whatever. That's data. It's like, whatever. Data is all around us. It's things we collect to understand the world, and we write down, we make inferences from data. So you got a grocery store right here. When grocery stores have promotions or they do campaigns, they usually do it with cards or now apps. So this is a little dated of a question because it should say their app allows them to collect data. And what do these apps allow the stores to gather? And the answer probably could be anything. They don't say everything here. They kind of break the mold a little bit because sometimes they're going to have a harder time getting some data. Identities of other stores where customers shop, probably not. There are ways to do that. Like if they get your credit card, some credit card companies share with stores, like they have deals. Like when you check that box, like you can share my info. It's probably what they're doing. They're probably selling it. Probably, maybe, who knows. Items a customer purchases at that grocery store, you bet they're recording that. They know what you buy at the grocery store. Amount of money a customer spends at the grocery store, yeah, they're going to record what you buy and how much you buy. The geographical locations of a customer's home, I think it kind of mentions that up here, that you give them your current address. It says right here, like your mailing address, that would be your geographical location. So you probably have given them that when you sign up. Time a customer spends at the grocery store, that's a little harder to do because you'd have to have some like RFID chip in the card, or I guess nowadays, if you're sharing location, if you have the Publix app, a lot of good buy one, get ones. Fun life hack, you only have to buy one, get it half price. So this seems possible now, but really not so much. They probably aren't doing that we know of. Frequency with which a customer makes purchases at a grocery store, because they can look at how often you purchase. So that should do it right there. Once again, the answer could have been all of them, but these are harder. Like they're not usually going to get where you shop at other stores, and it's hard to figure out how long you spend unless you're doing some sort of like location-based, they were within this area for a certain amount of time. What are some reasons why grocery stores might collect this? Don't read their answers. We collect data to make decisions, to sell products to people, to figure out the best prices for people, to send them coupons, things like that, to figure out where to open new stores. Let's see. To analyze the effect of price changes on what people buy. Yep. To determine how to best market or advertise different customers. Yep. To determine the most profitable location for a new grocery store. Yep. They could maybe do the last one, but not so much. And that's got the first question done. It's a nice homework, nice and easy. Easier homework to complete. Not as bad. Not as bad. So let's do the next one. Free up space. I thought I freed up some space. Well, I got to free up some space after this question. Remind me to do that. So the next question right here, very similar, but it's about the who's and the what's. So let me pull up a data set right here, and let's look at some who's and what's. Because when you think about who's and what's, do I still have my jump license? I don't. It's lost my jump license. Excel, let's get Excel going. Okay, we're going to open up Excel with the big NFL data. Excel data, big data right here. Okay. This is a rather interesting data frame. You'll see it in a half second. Here we go. That was a half second, right? Because the who's are a little hard to figure out. The who's are not the players here, and the who's are the rows. So this is a who, this is a who, this is a who, this is a who, this is a who. The what's are the columns. This is a what, this is a what, this is a what, this is a what. What's are very easy to understand. I think it's like, what did you collect about those things? The things are the who's. So we collected their position. We collected the HTTP link for the headshot. We collected the recent team. We collected the season. Those are the what's. So columns are what's. That's a great note to have. The columns are the what's. The rows are the who. What did we collect on? And it's not players. It would be each play by a player or each game by a player. If you look right here, this is a little bit older of data right now, but you can see Tom Brady right here, T. Brady right here going for 20 games into the postseason. So the who's are each game for a player that season. So what are the who's of this data frame? A game for a player that season. That's what the who is. You said, think, what does this row represent? You can see the completions Brady had, the attempts Brady has. This is for a football game. So we went 66. I probably can't do better. But he had some good games. He went 100% in some games. Maybe I'm making that up. But that's what the who's are. The who's are the rows. The what's are the columns. So when you look at this right here, what it says, I think it says, who are the who's in this Nobel data set? Well, if you have a data set of Nobel laureates, and it's like, this person won the Nobel Prize in 1999 and in such and such. Well, what they won in is a what. What year they won in is a what. Kind of also, their name is a what, but each person who wins is a who. Like the person who won and the year they won, the who is like that row of data. So it'd be the people who are awarded would be the who right there. That'd be the who. Who's and what's. There are some who's and what's questions elsewhere, but let's do the next one right here. 11:43. Okay. Coffee shop down the street is Figuring out what university students like. They ask the students where they live, where they study at their library, whether they study at the library, and their weekly food budget. So when you look at this, you would get different information. Like if you want to collect this data for students, just think about how the data would look. The data is going to look like you go here and you go to student and you go Brian S. And you would say, how much do you spend? Spent at the store so far is, I spent a lot of money at the store. Study at library, and it'd be yes. And I don't know, favorite anime? Sure. Attack on Titan. Nah, I'm lying. It's Trigun. Trigun. You know if you know. And then you go here and you go to Chelsea S. She doesn't spend as much because she's smart. She really studies at the library. And then Death Note. Go watch. Is it one word or two? I don't know. There you go. Sure. But right there. That is what we have. And then you keep doing it. So the who's are the individuals and the what's are the questions we ask. And they ask here in this question, what are the what's? So they asked, which is not one of the what's? Well, they didn't ask them the coffee shop. They asked them their home address, which I didn't put in mind, their weekly food budget, and whether or not they stay at the library. So the what's would literally be, I made it a little bit different, but these would be the what's and these would be the who's. Like, who did you collect on? Collect on Brian and Chelsea. And what did we collect on? Right here, we collected their name, which is also kind of a who in and of itself. And they did not ask them about the coffee shop in their question. Next one, we are just rocking and rolling. My eyes are so bad I can barely see the screen now. Okay. The Postal Service uses 5-digit zip codes to identify locations. In what sense are zip codes categorical? Now, this is where you have to know cat and quant.
Know your variable types.
Know your variable types. Thank you, Jason. Categorical variables put things into groups. Categorical is also known as qualitative. Quantitative variables are actual real numbers that you can do math on. And when I say actual real numbers, like, isn't a zip code 37916 a number? Well, yes, but it's not a quantity of zip code. Because if it was a quantity of zip code, subtracting it from another zip code like 37918, and there's a difference of 2, what does it mean to have 2 more area zip code than another person? It doesn't mean anything, as The Rock says.
It doesn't matter.
When we put numbers to things, it could just be a grouping thing. Like if you go around a room and you say group 1, group 1, group 1, group 2, group 2, group 2, group 3, group 3, group 3. It's not that group 3 is 3 more than group 1. They are just people assigned that number, much as people in area code 37916 is not a quantity of area code 37916. It's going to be just those within a geographical location. Each area code corresponds to a geographic location. It's rather interesting if you take a look at zip codes. They're not just categorical. They are ordinal categorical. So where's that pretty picture I like? This one's pretty good. They are ordinal categorical. Ordinal categorical. Let's just take a quick peek at that. Take a quick peek at this ordinal categorical variable. Ordinal categorical variable. Getting everything reopened in here. And here it is. You'll see it in a second. There you go. So that's an ordinal categorical variable. You can see how it has order to it. Imagine living in zip code 0000001 or something. Now, do we not start that? Ooh, there they go. They're over here somewhere. Where's the lowest zip code? The highest zip code kind of makes sense in the, I guess that's the northwest. And then why is it, like, why wouldn't it go like a typewriter across? I don't know. We did it this way. We could do it different ways, but in some sense, it's a bit ordinal. If you hear someone's in a higher zip code, they're probably more towards the West Coast. If you hear they're in a lower zip code, they're probably more towards the East Coast. And for some reason, I guess because California is being so large right there, it's just weird that this is the lower, this is the higher of the lower side. It seems like this should be the higher. Like we should start down here. It should be Florida, like the lowest point. I don't know why the zeros are up here and then the extremes. We need to redo it a little bit. I don't know. I don't understand. It's a bit ordinal. When doing the Pearson or the Canvas quiz, can we use our notes? Of course you can. Yeah, definitely. And we're almost done. Louis, do you have any other questions? Because we're almost done with this and completed this full homework right here with full explanations. I like to turn these videos into a kind of, I talk you through the concepts. So if you watch these videos and I go through an assignment, you're going to hear me give the answers, and you're also going to hear how to do them. A pharmaceutical company conducts an experiment where people take 75 milligrams of a substance orally. The researchers measure how many minutes. And this is a key word right here, how many or how much. And then they look at how long it takes. They're like, gotta wait minutes for it to leave the bloodstream. So what kind of variable is this? Very clearly, they're looking at how long it takes, which is a quantity of time. Can we go over the activity? I downloaded. Yeah, of course. We'll do the data analytics. This is a quantitative variable. Identifiers are unique for each and every observation. This data frame doesn't really have a good identifier. Player ID is actually not an identifier in this data frame because what you would need right here is you'd have to make an identifier of something like this. We could call this ID, and the ID variable would probably look something like this. It'd be player ID and then slash season slash week. So this is probably a better identifier because it cannot repeat. If anyone, I'm repeating it, but I would change it. And then this would be an identifier for the data frame. Even though it says player ID, it's that there are multiple Tom Brady games. And but then this is also pretty good because what if there's another Tom Brady in the league? There isn't, or there's not now even one Tom Brady. We could then say, but that's Tom Brady with this player ID, and that's another Tom Brady. The true identifier of a data frame cannot repeat. So this would identify the row in the data frame, the 2021 season, first game for Tom Brady. And then you would keep doing this, and you could, especially in code, you can make that really easily. You could make this identifier. So that's what an identifier is. Quantitative variables, player ID is not a quantity of player ID. That is a categorical variable. These are all categorical variables because they repeat and they're groups. Even headshot is a categorical variable because it repeats. It is a category of headshot for an individual. Categorical variable, quantitative variable, because we can do math on it. 2019 and 2021 seasons have 2 years between. Week is quantitative because we can do math on it. There's 3 weeks between week 2 and week 5. Season type is categorical because it's groups. Categorical, if you see words, it's either cat or identifier, but if you see it's repeated, then it has to be categorical. Completions and such, and all these other ones are all quantitative. How many completions did you get? And we're really just into the quantitative part of the data frame right now. I might be missing one that's categorical, but for the most part, these look very, very quantitative to me with like how many fantasy points did they get that week and all that good stuff. So to answer the question, this is quantitative. Ordinal is a subtype of categorical variables. Our favorite example for this is stake preference. And with stake preference, you can think of rare to well done. And rare to well done is going to look like this. And this is an ordinal categorical variable. Man, sometimes I forget. See, that medium doesn't even look... That mid-well looks like mid-rare medium to me. I don't know. Someone needs to write in the comments. I mean, look, this mid-rare right here still has like a tendon or whatever is not really cooked up. Not rare. That's a blue rare. If you know what blue rare is, when they just go... But why is this ordinal? Well, it's ordinal because it goes in an order. The other type is nominal. They're both categorical variables, but ordinal means has order to it, like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Nominal means has no real order, like New York, Tennessee, California. You can kind of go around the U.S. in a geographical way, but there's no true order to the states. Much like there's no true order to favorite color. That's a nominal categorical variable. State preference, military ranks, those things are ordinal. This is not order. This is a quantity of how long did it take. Let's go look at that other assignment. Louis, are you still here? Louis, are you here? Let's go look at this other assignment. I think you're asking about the Data Analytics 1. Getting started. I'll give some advice. We'll put it in the video. Get the hiccups. 21, 23. Stat 201. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Louis. We'll throw you some points. Mewbot's in the chat handing out points right now. And just tag me with those questions. When it's just 2 people in here, you just ask. Data Analytics 1. Data Analytics number 1. Thank you, Louis. Awesome. If you're in my class, let me know and I'll mod you up next class. We always mod people in class. Then I know you're in the class. Here we go. Let's go back. Okay. Data Analytics number 1. So when you look at this one right here, getting started in Excel and random sampling using AI to build real-world skills. Now, one of the things we do in these AI assignments to start is we give you a lot of the prompts. We start out by being like, here's how to prompt, here's what to say. We kind of hand it to you, which is good. We want you to know how to do things and see some examples before jumping into it yourself. To say, nice, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully you had fun on the Zoom. The Zoom was all right. We made it through. We need those pins. I survived a Zoom class. The number one thing to do, and I think we've updated these now, is to always look at the rubric. The rubric is how you'll be graded. So let's take a look right here. In the rubric, it says, did you include the required information? So we always give you that required information right here, and it's usually Smokey. Don't include what Smokey wrote. The required information is right here, Smokey Smith, our favorite. We're going to drop in this information into our document, remove the stake, drop the info. Now that you've got the info, adjust it to your name, your email address, your professor, your class time. If you're in my class, you can just put YouTube online section. That's fine. I barely even know what section we are. I don't know what we're in. We're the YouTube section. That's what we are. It's so we can identify what. I only have one section too, so as The Rock knows, it doesn't matter. Make sure if you're in another section, Stacy sections, NS sections, anyone's sections, Terry's, make sure to put it down. I would put it down if you're watching this from another section, but I'm in the YouTube section. We know which one that is. So we already have 2 points. So Louis, you got 2 points right there as long as you fill your document out with the proper information at the top. File formats. So now you need to make sure to turn in both files. Both files. We're going to be making a Word and Excel file. So once again, you're going to be turning in Word and Excel. We'll get to making those here in a second. I'm not going to do all of it. But now if you turn in both those files, you should get 4 points with your name at the top and both files turned in. We're 40% done, and we've just realized what we need to turn in. Frankly, I bet you could, if you turn in just this and an Excel document, if you turn in this right here and just a random Excel document like that, I think we have to give you 4 points. We have to. It's like, well, you got 4 points because you turned in a document with your info and you turned in an Excel document. Well, there you go. Now we need to make a random sample. Actually, let me stop. Now we need to do the analysis Toolpak check. So we want to make sure you have this because it's how you do a lot of the statistics. And let me go over and grab that video. So the data analytics Toolpak video. Dun, dun, dun. So data analytics Toolpak. Where is it? Where is it? 10 years ago. I think it hasn't changed. So this is how to get the Toolpak. Let me put it in the video. So we've already done 4 points of the assignment. And now we're going to talk about how to get the Toolpak. And take a note. Stat Tool 1, Data Analytics, Getting Toolpak. Okay. So here we go. 2-minute video, and I'll just kind of narrate through. Pass Brian, turn off. To get the Data Analytics Toolpak, if you are on Windows, go to File, and then under File, you will go down to the bottom and go to Options. Almost messed up. Hey, what's up, Rich? Good to see you. Under Options, go to Add-ins. Once again, you can pause this video or any other videos at any time, and if you're looking at the chat, I'll even drop this in the chat right here for how to get the Data Analytics Toolpak. So you've gone and went to File, and then go to, under File, go to Options. Under Options, go to Add-in. And then under Add-ins, you need to go down to the bottom. I'll get there eventually. And on the bottom of the screen, you'll go to hit Go and hit Excel Add-ins. Then click the Data Analysis Toolpak. You don't need the VBA or the other one or Eurocurrency Tools or Solver Add-in. Click OK. And once you do this, go to Data. And I believe you'll just be screenshotting this. And that's all you need. I talk a little bit more how to use it. And I believe under the Mac, does anyone have a Mac and is using a Mac? Richard or anyone will throw you some UBOT points if you can confirm this. I think under a Mac, it's Tools at the top. On a Mac, scroll to the very top of the screen and click Tools. You need to have Excel as your active window. So on a Mac, you need to have Excel open as an active window. And then the top toolbar changes at the top. Whatever your active window is on a Mac, changes the top bar actively. And so, Louis, is this correct for you? When you're on your Mac, do you go to the very top of the screen, make sure to be using Office Downloaded, the downloaded Office version? And when it's in a window like this, the downloaded Office 365, go to Tools at the top, and under Tools, go to Add-ins. Is that accurate? Correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll throw Louis some points right there. Is that correct, Louis? Because I can't do the Mac version right now because I'm on a PC. We just did this during May term. People were able to do it. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think you have Excel open. It's your active window. You go to the top of the screen and you click Tools and Add-ons. I think it's Tools, Add-ons. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have the latest version of Excel? Latest version. Wake up, Bren. It's 2026. When I download, it doesn't show file. It doesn't show which file. So do you have Excel open? Where are you at in the process? In this process of right now, we're trying to get the Excel add-on added in. Do you have Excel? The link was in Canvas to get Excel or to open this file? To get Excel? Let's go look at this link. Let's go website. So the data analysis Toolpak is when you're a yes or no. Do you have Excel? Do you have it? Like, do you have Excel? Yes or no? Like currently on your computer, can you open an existence of Excel that opens on your kind of bottom bar? On a Mac, there'll be the bottom kind of bar, and you don't want to be doing it in a web browser. You want to have Excel downloaded to your computer. That's kind of key. That's where sometimes some errors are. Awesome. Now that you have Excel open, so make sure to have Excel open. Just be anywhere in Excel. We don't need anything written in there. Now that we have Excel open, go to the very top of the screen, and I think you might have to look under different things. Your bar is going to be different from me because you're on a Mac. One of them, and I think it's under Tools, has add-ins. Do you see where it's at? Yes or no? Do you see like a very top of the screen? Do you see Tools and then add-ins? Or it might be somewhere else, and then please inform me if it is. But I'm pretty sure it's under, like, at the very top, you'll make this the active window. You'll scroll up, which I can't. And at the very top of the screen, you'll see Tools and then drop down Add-ins. I think. And I might try to find a video or something that shows it. Diana likes Toolpak. Excel. And for Mac. Might even ChatGPT it. So how do I get it? How do I get it, ChatGPT? Yeah, no one's showing how to install it here. Did that work? They're showing. Oh wait. Here's got it. Nice. And confirm yes or no in the chat. It looks to me like this is what you're doing right here. This is such a horrible view of it, but this is kind of what it looks like on a Mac, right? That's where Tools is at the top of your screen. Like this is your active window. Nice job, Louis, right there. And then it's Excel add-ins. Does this look accurate to you? It's very blurry. I could only find one screenshot. Once again, I'm on a PC, so I can't do the Mac version of it. But if you want to confirm, I think that's what it should be looking like. And then you go there to Excel add-ons, and you do it. So there it is. Like I was like, I'm pretty sure because I've done it. I have it on my Mac. That's the fun thing about teaching is you gotta learn how to use Mac, PC, everything. So I can't just know how to use a PC. I have to know how to use a Mac. Like I gotta know how to do everything. I love teaching. I do love teaching. And my wife's going to Publix. I'll look at the text after this. If you heard it was some Zelda right there. I'm going to keep my phone on. I'm going to let you hear that ringtone again when it plays. And then I'll take a look at the text later. Okay, here we go. What to submit to Canvas? An Excel file with your random sample screenshot. One Word document required screenshots with required screenshots and header info. I think we're turning in 2 screenshots. I'll double check. But the 2 screenshots are going to be of, there it is, Word document checklist. 100% confirmed. Nice. Your Word document must include your name, all your stuff right here. We got that. Screenshot of activated analysis Toolpak. So all I'm going to have to do to get that screenshot right here, we'll make this section of this what to submit. Okay, I'm putting another section in here, what to submit. Stat 201, data analytics, what to submit. Okay. So what do you need to submit? Well, we got it listed for you. You need to submit at the start of that Word document, this right here. So you submit in 2 documents, Word document with this info at the top. And then you need a screenshot of your data analytics tool pack, which can be found right there. Get your little data analysis right there. If that's in there, you're good to go. So you want to get a screenshot of the data analytics tool pack. Just click data after you've done it. Check the previous part of the video if you don't have this. Let us know if there's big problems. And you want to be using the Excel downloaded to your computer. A lot of people have issues because they're using Excel online. And a screenshot of your random sample, which we're going to do next. And that'll also be what your Excel file will be, is your Excel file is going to be the random Excel data. And if you notice right here, we literally give you the prompt. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard. We want to sample 50 random rows from a data set. Literally tells you the columns. I need to sort by random numbers and copy the... Boom. Lost Woods. Please explain how to do this on a Mac or PC. Let's do it. We want 50 random rows. Your completed random sample sheet with 50 rows. So when you take a data set, let's go grab this Data Analytics 1 data set, open it up. Here it is. We need to generate random numbers. Now you can ask ChatGPT to do this, but this is a neat little function to learn. This neat little function is called equals rand. And this creates random numbers. You can set the parameters on it, I believe, so it generates different random numbers. And then we're going to close it off right here. And it just makes a number between 0 and 1. That's what it does. You can copy it, and now you have a bunch of numbers. If you don't know what I did right here is I just went and double-clicked to the end of this. I didn't know this until I came back to school. That's what school will teach you. There you go. Angel Norman, shouts Angel Norman, amazing professor here in Haslam. If you write one thing in a cell, you can drag. I used to be like, doo. Probably everyone does that. Like, wee. No one's got time for that. That's too long. It takes forever. Just go here, and as long as it's contiguous, and what I mean by that is this would be non-contiguous right here. Oh, hey, still works. Wonder why that does it. I thought it would break. Yep, okay. Apparently it was smart enough, and now it's not. But it should be contiguous, and then it'll do it. So that's why if there's like a gap in your data, it won't. Here's the thing. If you sort these, you run into a problem. We got random numbers. We copied them down. And now we can go here to data. That's not where I want to be. I forgot where to go. Oh, I was under draw. We want to go under data, and then we want to go to sort. And there's a problem. Is it regenerates them every time we sort them. In technicality, it is sorted now by like random numbers. So grabbing the first 500 or whatever, 50, I think we're supposed to grab 50, would be random. So there's one more step I like to do, and this is to make it so the numbers become static. These are dynamic numbers that change every time you re-access them. So if you copy the code again or change the code or sort the code, it changes. So what we're going to do right here is we're going to hit Control-C. You notice that's the copy right there. Yeah, you're welcome, Calculus. Oh, good to see you. Why 1981? That's a good year. I like that. Got some millennials right here. I like that. And then we paste. So everyone see what I did? Is I copied and then I pasted. And and then when I paste, I'm going to go to the drop down. I was like, what happened there? And I'm going to paste the values. Did I do it right? I think I did. Yep. Let me repeat those steps again. This is how to make it static. Select your column. With the column selected, hit Control-C or Command-C on a Mac or PC. You have now started the copy process. That's awesome, Calculus. We're probably the same age. I'm 44. I like that. So I was like, I saw that and it like clicked. I was like, hey. And then thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. It makes me feel good. You know, watching some Pete and Pete, some Are You Afraid of the Dark, Rocco's Modern Life. I get to take a break because I've been working so hard right now. We'll finish this assignment off, but like, got some Power Rangers, some Garfield and Friends. It's good stuff. 90s was a good time. So here's how to do the process again. The process again is select column D, hit C or Command C to copy. Now hit Control V or Command V to paste. Once you've hit paste, this drop-down menu will appear, and then you want to paste values. This is what turns them into static values from formulas. By clicking paste values right here, they have now become static values that will not change. This means when we reselect the column and click to sort, well, guess what? They're now sorted. I can't remember if the assignment says to sort from least to greatest or greatest to least. We should do it exactly how the assignment says. I need to sort these numbers. Oh, they're sorted. They're sorted. They're good to go. And so now that we have them sorted, it doesn't say least to great, right? If someone wants to call me out and be like, Brian, it says sort this way. That'd be good. They're sorted. And then we just need to take those first 50 rows and put them in a new sheet. So guess what? Go right here, zoom out. Now, what you want to watch out for is these are the first 50 rows. I keep hitting Control. If you click a row and then click Shift and hold, you will copy through, and then hit Control C or Command C. You can hit Control N or Command N for new instance, and then Control V. Control N is new instance. It's really awesome. You can be in pretty much anything like a Word document and hit Control N in a Word document and get a new instance of a Word document just like that. Control N is probably one of my favorite quick shortcuts that a lot of people don't know. And I've had people tell me, I learned a random shortcut from your class. I'm like, that's awesome. So if you just zoom out right here, if you have a mouse or something, you can hold the scroll wheel and hit Control, or hold Control and hit the scroll wheel. I think Command minus works. Nope. Command minus doesn't work. Command Shift minus? Nope. You can probably go to View, zoom out. Where's View? I just hold the Control and zoom out. I think you can also pinch on a Mac or a PC. You can usually pinch or do this. So you know what I'm talking about? Someone knows. But this has got it. Calculus or Louis, did you get it completed? You should have a random screenshot. What's up, Carson? Yeah, of course. Drop it in the chat. This is what this is for. I'm glad people showed up. I still got a little bit of time here. We've already done Data Analytics 1. We've done Homework 1. We got 2 assignments done in 40 minutes. Drop those questions. Let me know. I forgot what exactly to find the video on. I'm making a new account for Discord. Could be wrong, but you want to personal, anything you want. You can use your personal. If you have trouble getting in, let me know. But Calculus, Louis, Carson, let me know what's up. We'll head back right here. We should have 100 on this assignment. Submit that Word document with the screenshot of your random sample of 50. Zoom out and be like, random sample of 50. And then screenshot, here's my data and analytics. And then turn in those files. So last words on that, turn in the Word document with the 2 screenshots. And it even says that in the thing. And then, so Word document with 2 screenshots. All that good stuff right there. Yeah. Nice job, Cal. Yeah, that's pretty good. Desmond calculator. Are you familiar with Desmond's calculator? Desmond's? No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with Desmond's calculator. What is Desmond's calculator? Desmond's calculator. What is that? I should know it, I feel like. Ooh, it's like a site with a cool graphing calculator. That was cool. I think that'd be very, very awesome. So yeah, I would highly suggest using Desmond's calculator. It sounds good. Explore math with our beautiful free online calculator. Great functions, plot points, visualize algebraic equations, sliders, and animate graphics. That's awesome right there. Yeah, cool. Well, I think we have a Pearson question. It's a graphic calculator. It looks like it's online, right? I'll head over here. It looks like it's online, right? It's an online graphing calculator. Classic TIs, right? Oh my gosh, TI 80 something. That there was a game on it called War something. Classic. The only thing is that I'm not seeing the control pop up when I paste. It should be there. It should be there, or you can right click to paste. Or right click Louis. So right click Louis and go paste values. So when you go to paste, right click, or on a Mac, 2-finger click, or it depends on how you have your Mac set up. But on a Mac, if you usually do like a 2-finger press, or you can right click on Mac, depends on how you set up your PC or your Mac. What am I saying? But then you can paste values. So copy and then two finger or right click, depending how your Mac is set up, and then paste values. I downloaded in my tablet. I used Excel and Desmos on my tablet. Yeah, I should. There's a video on it right here. Master Desmos calculator and change your math. It looks really, yeah, it definitely is really good. Like it's doing equations. Oh, you'll be able to do a regression in this really easily. You'll be able to, especially you might be able to copy paste the numbers from our examples. Nice job, Louie. Let's throw you some points. So I think with regression and everything. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, dude. And we can watch the VODs for the office hours at the modules for exactly. You can watch these at any time, and you get points for being here. So if you're in the chat right now asking questions, participating, you get points for just being here. And yeah, so I just want people here to participate, to enjoy, to have fun. That's kind of the goal of this, is like you just enjoy just being here and everything. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. Let's see. You're welcome, Louie. Awesome. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Okay. Getting ready to go over here. Oh, I lost the chat real quick. I lost the chat. No. Drop those questions in the chat. Okay. You're welcome, Carson. Thank you for being here. Chapter 1. Cannot wait. No, we can do it right now. Do you want to do some of it right now, Carson? Which question are you working on? Drop which question you're working on in the chat. Let me know. And we could do that. We can do that. Which question are you working on? Which question are you working on? Which question are you working on? Let's see. Yeah, of course, of course. These, when you come to office hours, you just say, "Hey, Brian, can you do this?" That's how office hours work. Is office hours are just, "Hey, Brian, can you do this?" Gotta go back and watch later. Nice. Just like, "Hey, Brian, can you do this?" What do you think? Drop those questions. Probably got time for a few here. Let's see. Log into class. Drop the first three letters of it, or first three words of a question. Is it Ian Walker? I'm just saying everything nice. I am so tired today. I tried to sleep in a little bit. It was really cold right now. It's crazy cold. Apparently, looking at video games on sale just briefly over here on the side. Trying to see. To work on this and ask my questions. Oh, yeah, of course. And you just come into office hours and you say, "Hey, Brian, can you do this?" And I do it. I just do it. There's some Ryobi on sale. Looks interesting. Some of the Ryobi things can be underpowered. Some are good. Got a good Ryobi drill. So, good Ryobi drill. Now I'm literally getting advertised that's a label maker. It looks like a calculator. So many cameras. Ugh. So tired. So tired. Wake up right here. Bubbly on sale. Oh my gosh. Is that a good price? I think it's a good price. I gotta buy some tonight. 16 cans of bubbly for $4.20. That's actually a very good price for bubbly. Good drink right there. Said it's 25 cents a can or so. That's really good. I think so. 2 count, 8-pack. That's a good price. I'm so sorry. Who tired? What are people's thoughts? Here's what I shouldn't do. Is I keep seeing new TVs, and I always want to get a new TV. That's an addiction I've had. Is like a nice TV, but I have a nice TV. I got it like as a present when we moved back. I was like, oh, I want to get a nice TV, and I bought a nice TV, and then I'm like, oh, it's such a nice TV, and then like 2.5 years later, yeah, 2.5 years later, I'm like, oh, but there's nicer TVs now. Now there's an even bigger, nicer TV. Is that right? It's 2.5 years. Yeah, there'll always be a bigger, nicer TV. Now a 75-inch TV is $450. 75-inch LG TV. That's insanity. That is insanity. Take a look at this. I never, ever, 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 ever thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see the day that 75-inch LG TV for $450. That is crazy. So that is inexpensive. Crazy. I mean, it's probably not like a super amazing TV. I don't know. Crazy. Remember when LCD TVs came out? They were like $1,000 for 20-inch TV. $1,000. Oh my gosh. I know, right? That is 75-inch LG, $450. It's probably LG is not a bad brand. LG is all right. $450. My TV's LG. I went and got an OLED. Actually, our TV is about 75. I got this. I got the B3, the LG 70 something B3. So I kind of went all out and was like, because we had been using like a 40 something Samsung when we were in Texas. So I went and got a 70 something. So you got the video games on it. You got to be like, oh, dude, you totally feel like you're the Witcher. Is what we do if there's no questions. We just chill for a moment. It's also the start of the semester. Things usually pick up later in the semester, but jump into some questions. But I cannot believe the price. TVs is one of the few things that still has continued to drop as like times go on. Imagine doing Excel on it. Well, so when I lived in the fort, I had it was either 55 or 60, and I used to teach from it. Actually, there's a 55 right there that I'm looking at. And I used to have it was very close to me, and everyone thought I was crazy. And here I'll answer this next. Gracie got a question right there. I would be probably about that far away from it, and I was just like my wife was like, this is bad for you. And Gracie says, so I don't know if you've already answered this, but what goes in the random sample sheet? Let's take a look at that. Hey, and Gracie, feel free to ask any questions. We already put this in the video, but you're here, and that's the point of office hours. This is what your random sample sheet will start like. You notice how it has these random numbers? We can rewind time here. Whee! And this is us rewinding time way back. We went back to Tom Brady. We went too far back in time. Let's go back forward in time. Okay, so here we are. Thank you, Calculus. And Carson's got one right here. Let's do Carson's question next. So this is your random sample sheet right here with your random data. What you want to do for your random sample sheet is take 50 random rows by putting in random numbers. The function equals rand right here, which we can close off, generates a random number between 0 and 1, uniformly distributed, which means every number has an equal and likely chance of being taken. So the first number here is 0.59, and the next number we get could be anything. Now, if you notice, these numbers keep changing as I do this. This is because every time you update the sheet, it'll update the numbers. That's kind of annoying. We'll deal with it later. The point is, the function that we are using is called equals rand, and then you close off the function to generate a random number. You can also make it so all the cells in the sheet have it going down by double-clicking right here. That'll extend the formula down further. Now here's what I suggest. We want to turn this into a static number so that it doesn't change. Notice how it's still changing? To turn it into a static number, simply click column D. Now, use the right click on your mouse. With the right click, go to Copy. Now, use the right click on your mouse or a 2-finger click on a Mac and go to paste, but paste special. Under paste special, paste values. And now when you paste the values, they're static. As in, when I type a number here, they don't change. This is good because now when we click the column D, we can go right here under data and go to sort. And when we sort, it'll now sort it from greatest to least or least to greatest. I don't know if the sheet says least to greatest or greatest to least. That's basically 0. But you can select your first 50 rows. And you can see we're just going to take and go down to 51. And I held shift right there. You can also scroll and click. Some people like to just go wee like that. Just make sure you select the first 51 because that is the first 50. Hit Control C, hit Control N. If you're on a Mac, hit Command N, and then hit Command or Control V. And now you have it. Does that help out, Gracie, right there? We'll do Carson's. Yeah. And Carson, your number 2 is going to be different than mine. What does your number 2 start as? What's the very start of your number 2? What is the very start of your number 2? What is like your number 2 starts out first 3 words of it? Because there's every person's thing is different. Everyone's thing is different. Everyone has different questions. I need more coffee. More coffee. Coffee. Good Futurama episode. So what we copied needs to go in the random sheet. Correct. Your random sheet will look like this right here. When you finalize it, it'll have what Nobel Peace Prize? Cool. And that's on the homework too. It'll have the first 50 rows right there. Oh. Let me look at this really quick. Calculus says you can do random array 501010. So what's that going to do? I should know this. I teach the class. Thank you, Calculus. Throw Calculus some points. Did you figure that out or ChatGPT it? Either way, that's awesome. Okay. So here we are back in time. Equals rand array. Returns an array of random numbers. And then we go right here and do 50. And then 1, 0, 1. Oh, because it's doing... So this is saying, whoops, oh, what did I do? Equals rand array, and then 50, oh, is that going to take 50 rows? Wait, is it? And columns, 1 min of this, and integer, okay, so so this means it's going to have decimals to it. Well, so this is good. But so the issue with this is we want to give everyone a random number and then select randomly among them. And I had never seen this, and this is really neat because what you could do with this, I've never used this function, I like it a lot, is it's a little tougher because we have to figure out the length of this now. 2,000. So we'd have to put in here 2,000. Then we'll do the Nobel Peace Prize. And then columns. So the columns... I don't understand what the one of the columns does. I should know that. And then if we go to max, something like 1,000. And then integer, if we go to 1, it's going to do whole numbers. So now it's doing whole numbers. Then we could sort this. Let me change this. Whoa, got it. Let me change this to like 2. Oh, it makes 2 columns if that's what the 2 means. Interesting. That's but 2 in columns, yeah. It does 2 columns of random numbers. So the first argument of the function is how many random numbers do you want? Then how many columns do you want those random numbers in? Does it split them up? Like if I go here and do equals random array, which array is basically a vector, and if I say I want 40 rows in 4 columns from 0 to 100, and I want them to be integers. So can I just do T for true? Really, I can't do T for true. You can do that in microprogramming. And so it does a full 40. That is neat. That's a neat function. I've never used that one. It's very valuable. That's really good for generating random numbers with certain parameters. And you could definitely do that. And then what you're going to do here is these numbers, you notice, augment. They change every time. They get bigger, smaller, so they don't always augment. But then you want to do the same trick of copying the cells, copy cells. Then you want to paste the cells such that the numbers don't change. And then you want to sort the numbers. And any numbers you get, now you notice these are sorted because now we can take a random 40 or 50 rows. So it's to get random rows, like not just to assign them random numbers, but then to use those random numbers to sort them to get random rows. So really good right there. Nobel Peace Prize, Tom. Nobel Peace Prize. Here we go. And actually, maybe you're doing the homework, because I think that's the second one on the homework. But we'll go here. So this is on the who's and the what's. The who's and the what's. So when you look at the who's and the what's of a data frame, there it is. I think this is the one. The who's and the what's. So see if hey, what's up, Dee? Are the random numbers normally distributed or linearly? They're uniformly. Good question, Dee. Good to see you in the chat. So this is a question on the Nobel Peace Prize, and we'll put it in the notes. Dee is one of our fans. We're so happy Didi's here. Let's give everyone who's here right now 1,000 points. I like it. There's a few people who swing by, and Dee knows they're one of my favorites. So always glad to hear some updates, Dee. And here we are. Stat 201, chapter 01, quiz. Yeah, the website. Mubot is still here. Nobel. Okay. Susie, good to see you. I know, right there, it's Colin. See, we got Disney here. We got people from overseas here, everywhere. So I actually mentioned you, Colin. This is the last thing we're going to do this question. Let me re-timestamp it. But I mentioned you because people were talking about the Haslam Alumni Board and the Young Alumni Board. I think they were talking Young Alumni, and I mentioned you. And yeah, and so Didi's here, Colin's here. I got a lot of university done, crammed through exams recently. Congratulations. You got this. Stay strong. We're all here to support each other is what we do here. I love it. The positivity back when I was in Texas. So here we are with this question. We're trying to understand the who's and the what's. What is a who of a data set? What is a who of a data set? Nice. Always swing by. You know, I'll get you a drink. I'll get you some food. It's on me because you came to Knoxville. So that's kind of a standing thing for former students, I think. The who's are the rows. So it'd be each game. Yeah, it's kind of like the who's the subject. This one's a little difficult to figure out on this data set I'm showing you. The who's are the rows, and each row of this data set is a game for a player. Does that make sense? So the who would be one game for one player. The who's are not the players in this data set because in this data set, Tom Brady repeats. It's each game Tom Brady played that season and every other person every other season. And you have to show me that. One of my students is creating a game, and the who's are always the rows. If you go to this data frame right here, gotta put Chelsea's favorite anime in. Actually, maybe AOT. I don't know. It's either AOT or Death Note or, I don't know. Tokyo Ghoul's good. Drop your favorite anime in the chat. Everyone's like Boruto or Naruto or I don't know. It's a bunch of good animes. So with this right there, here the who's are going to be the individuals we talked to, and the what's are going to be their names, what they spent, if they studied in the library, and their favorite animes. That's what the what's are. This data frame, the who's are going to be each individual game a player played, and then the what's are what was their name, what was their position, what was the season, what was the week. The what's are the columns, so the what's are always the columns, and the who's are always the rows. So for this one, the who's are going to be the people who won the Nobel Peace Prizes. And there it is right there. If you have another question, ask. Because it'd be a data frame like, what did they win it in? What year did they win it in? So the what's would be like you could have what is their name, but it's like each row is who won. So each row is who won right there. What did you code that in, Dee? I wonder what you coded in. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need caffeine. Mubot, you gotta keep me awake, man.
Brian, you cannot drink so much caffeine. DD knows how to code in JavaScript, and that is awesome. That is very good. Or TypeScript.
Mubot knows what's up. Mubot knows. Mubot knows. Man. We did our Invincible ending last week. Drop a question if you have it. I'll head off here soon. Can I do it here? Really? Oh, wait. No, it's on the other screen. Right, here we go. Let's go back to the other screen. One Piece. What do you think about... What do you think about... We did a special ending to the class. I haven't watched the preview. We did an Invincible ending. Invincible. We did a special ending. I was like, think, Brian, think! It was fun. Someone told me they showed it to their coworkers at work, and they were like laughing about it, and they were like, that means a lot to me if our class is actually like, someone's like, oh, you gotta check this out. Check out my class. See, like, we will with this. I want people to have fun. Yeah. It's so I made this. I made it in Adobe Premiere Pro, the little like logo. I did a little ChatGPT to make the logo, and then I had to do the alterations on it. Like you always have to update things, and I had to do a static effect on it. I ripped the audio. Basically, I took the Invincible intro, and then with the Invincible intro, I took the video, cut the audio from it, generated my image, played with the image, turned the image, static to the image, did those things. It's not that hard to do, but like you just have to think about the steps. I think of like creating as like cooking. It's like, yeah, it's fun to do. It's like you get used to like creating things after a while, and you learn how to like break it down into the components. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that so much. The students seem to like it. We have some fun. We enjoy ourselves. So that's kind of the goal, is like have fun, enjoy ourselves, actually learn something in the process. Oh, thank you, Didi. Yeah, I think that's what matters, is like, do you actually care? Do you actually try to teach? Because some people don't try to teach. They don't care. With that, I have class coming up here soon, talking about me being a good teacher. I hope I am. Until then, we'll play one of our fun outros right here. But until then, let me make sure I got a cool outro pinned up here. Here we go. They generate the PDFs? No! Well, everybody, I'll be back later. Bye for now. Attendance is mandatory and it feels worse. No! Well, Didi, here's a fun outro for everyone. Bye for now. Bye. We've almost got these new intros ready. We're almost there.
This has been going for like 20 hours. This ends now.